Hello from Delusion Dispeller. Guess where I am? I am in a hospital room. Not in the hospital bed. That would be my husband. He's in the hospital bed. The poor man was in pain, and his blood sugar was going up and down like a yo-yo. So we went to the ER, and they diagnosed him with pancreatitis again. And he is getting some medicine and stuff through IV. They rushed him here by ambulance, or took him here by ambulance. Did they rush? Did they turn sirens on?
No.
Oh, well, they drove him here by ambulance anyway. So he's laying in the bed, recovering or recuperating. And what? You see me?
I don't know. I just always wanted to do that.
Oh, he did this thing to me from the bed. He's such a goof. Anyway, that's not why I came on here. It's actually 2:55 in the morning, so you can tell I've been driving from the one hospital to the other and waiting in waiting rooms till they could let me in the room and all that jazz. But I found a really interesting article I wanted to share with all of you. As you know, I read The Language of Letting Go book by Melody Beattie, but I knew nothing about Melody Beattie other than she was somehow involved with Alcoholics Anonymous and the support groups and stuff. But I just read this article I want to share with you. I'm not going to read the whole article. I'm just going to excerpt it a little bit and kind of explain to you what I read. It's pretty shocking and pretty amazing, and it tells the story of this wonderful woman that wrote these books, and it's just incredible how she overcame stuff in her life, and I wanted to share that with you. So this is from her website, actually, I think. Let me see. Oh no, not that one. Sorry, I'm looking on the wrong thing. Just a minute. Gotta get back to where I was. Where was it? It wasn't that. Hang on. Yeah, there it is. Okay, it is from her website, melodybeattie.com. All rights reserved for her. All right. So, Melody Beattie wrote Codependent No More, also wrote The Language of Letting Go, and some other things that I'm not really sure of all of what they are. I'm going to also post her website so you can go to it yourself and do her daily readings and stuff if you want to. But I'll keep on doing the readings I've been doing and sharing my viewpoints based on what I think of them and how they apply to life and all that stuff. So she was born in Minnesota. She was raised by her mother. Her dad left home when she was very little. And this was the interesting thing and kind of scary. She was abducted by a stranger at age 4. Abducted, like kidnapped. She was rescued the same day, which I'm going to find out more about how that all went down, because they don't usually get rescued the same day they're kidnapped, but thank God she did. And from that point on, she was abused as a child, physically and in intimate ways, inappropriate ways, by a neighbor during her youth. Her mother just ignored it because the mother had also been abused in that way as a child. So much of that going on, you know. Make sure you tell if you know that that's going on. Don't ignore it. Anyway, she said that if her mother had a migraine headache, she wouldn't take an aspirin because she didn't do drugs. She believed in suffering. Unlike her mother, Melody was determined to self-medicate her emotional pain. So Melody Beattie got into drinking and drugs, was a full-blown alcoholic at age 13 and a junkie by age 18. Even though she graduated with honors from high school, she ran with people that robbed pharmacies, and after a lot of arrests, the judge said she had to go to treatment for as long as it took, or go to jail. So she went to treatment. That's where she started learning about Alcoholics Anonymous. And she said that there was like a spiritual awakening that she had in Alcoholics Anonymous. And she said that if she realized that if she put as much effort into doing good as she did doing the bad things, that she could do anything she wanted. So she went through 8 months of treatment, left the hospital clean and sober, and she wanted to help other people. She got married, and had a child. And she married a former alcoholic who was actually a counselor and had 2 children of his own. Now, she stopped all of her addictions, but she started becoming very depressed because she realized that her husband was addicted and that he was lying about it since before they got married. Well, she realized that her problems were still there. She still needed to work on some things. And she knew she couldn't fix her husband, so she started working on herself. And she discovered that we were all doing this thing to ourselves. And eventually the term became codependency, which she probably learned through the AA thing, because that's, I think, where it stemmed from, about alcoholics and people that enable them. She decided to become a journalist and wrote about all these issues she was going through. She had a 24-year writing career and has written 15 books, published in 20 languages, and lots of newspaper and magazine articles. She's been on television. She's been on Oprah. She's been in Time magazine, People magazine, and lots of periodicals around the world. And sadly, tragically, heartbreakingly, she lost her 12-year-old son in a ski accident in 1991. But she said she wanted to die, but kept waking up alive. She started skydiving and mountain climbing and teaching other people what she learned about grief. What an incredible woman. And I'm glad those of you that have told me that you enjoy those readings I do in the morning. I'm going to keep on doing those. They encourage me too, because I never know what I'm reading till the next day. And then I'm like, oh yeah, I remember this. This was a long time ago that I read this, but it even applies to now. So she's a pretty incredible lady. I just wanted to share her story to kind of give you a little background of who this is that wrote that book. She's suffered tragedy and pain, and she's had a husband that was an alcoholic. She's been abused, and yet look at how incredible what came out of her life. So anybody out there, you can make something good out of your life. That's what I'm aiming to do with mine too, in spite of all the naysaying and the backstabbers and the haters and all the crazy talk and whatever against me. I'm going to keep doing what I do. I'm going to keep trying to better myself in different ways. And, well, we'll see what happens. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.